Anyway, I'm going to react to um going to last year I got a lot of flack from people uh before we saw the racial incident with Farrah Abraham. Now, a lot of people don't like Farrah Abraham, and I before up until the racism, I sympathized with her. People say I'm vile and selfish and ungrateful. Like we choose to be in a stewardship that's ungrateful and rudely and abusive ourselves and want to be in that. A lot of folks understand that when I was going through suicide and depression due to my own family and due to my own people bullying me in school and trying to be the good young man and trying to be the good little boy back in the 90s and 80s, growing up because I'm a 38-year-old man. And one thing, when you're trying to do good, you make one mistake, people gonna come down on you just for the fuck of it. Sorry I say it like that. And just to be abusive and rude, and that's that culture, and that's a narcissistic culture that people praise because the person on top or with a title gets the pleasure of doing it to someone at the bottom, especially if they have a bad day, because that's an excuse. Now, I read psychology and I remember the psychologists that we had back in the 90s were very good. That even though it was on Oprah Winfrey knows that they was like the good godly people. They explained the reason why those things happened. People was pissed because they know that their own personal religious beliefs are distorted by the Bible. Okay, not by the Bible, by people who distort the Bible. Excuse me. And they knew their conscience was eating them up because they was guilty of causing a scandalization on their children or whoever they're trying to take care of. And one of the liberals in the 90s. The truth of the matter is, if you can look at Farrah Abraham, her mother plays victim. Okay, her mother hurt her, and anyone know that many people who are criminals, even those who are locked up, came from abusive homes, came from abusive parents, and people don't want to tell the truth. The ugly truth is that when you make a child in this world, you're supposed to guide that child, but not in an ugly manner. There's a balance. Of course, that it is very wrong to disrespect your parents, but it's also wrong to disrespect your kids. They're humans, okay? You're supposed to treat everybody the way how you want to be treated, not based on your title and I can do no wrong type mentality. We have a person in the office who's doing that, if you know what I mean. And I did not vote for that person, don't get me wrong. So, America gets what it gets because it's been begging for that big monster isn't about to hurt the whole country, which I'm glad it's doing it because those who love those big monsters characters, they need to get hurt by those people. It took me a while. When I was a child growing up, I tried to be the good person in the world, but I came from a family that was narcissistic, that was rigid, that was used shame-based tactics, and they thought they was holding down, but you can tell they also was not holding down based on their bad behavior. They love to pick the splitters out of one person's eye, but have one being theirs, and no one never attacked that wood beam. But that wood beams caused a lot of problems before they started correcting someone else. Um, and trying to, since you come from a narcissistic family and that's rigid, they love to condemn people for fun, okay? You try to do everything perfect. You try to do everything right. But when they had bad days or we make a one little small mistake, they took it against you and it gave them some gratification. It turned you to an ugly person. You said, well, fuck it. Why should I do good? So when I never forget when I was in the sixth grade, and I was a child, I would hug even the stupid coach would say I would hug the teachers. Of course, I wanted to be a good Samaritan, a good person. I never forget that a former friend of mine mistreated me, and I had two things at home, two things at school and home. I'm trying to say, I was getting picked. I would not fight back because I didn't want to get paddled. At my school, there was predominantly whites. So those who want to make a little stupid argument about white folks and whoop the kids, and that's a lie. I'm from the South. I'm not from liberal America. I would love to live in liberal America. I hate living in Texas. They practice paddling. So I didn't want to get whipped. And so when the kids would pick on him, my grandma saw the kids, then he come to my sadistic Wolf, she called her grandmother and also mom and also aunt. They and my dad, they threatened with me too. So I kept a lot of secrets about how I was getting bullied because I didn't want to get with them. I was trying to do everything right. They see how what type of parenting you're dealing with. So when I actually did defend myself, that's how deceptive this was. There was a coach in my school. Not to make a long story short, I did talk about why I don't believe in corporal punishment. Who did not like me because I was a offender. Who made fun of my voice, shaming from everybody. The boys picked on me in school and beating PE class. And when I first got into my first fight that I defended myself in middle school, he wanted to whip me then. He couldn't contact my dad because my dad told me, well, and guess what? And my grandmother, with her lying self, said, I will stop them from whipping you for defending yourself. Only time let them reply you if you did something wrong. So I'm very defensive. So I told the coach he could not whip me because I told him in the past about my parents. But they turned out and misused that term. Um, and I go ahead and blast his name, named Coach Price. I go ahead and blast your damn name. Yeah, I don't forget that bitch ass motherfucker. Fuck your old school shit. I hope you're riding hell with it. I'm sorry to say, God, forgive me for condemning somebody, but yeah, I'm going. So Coach Price, what he did, he exaggerated the story to my grandmother and my dad that I was causing problems in the school, in the gym when I wasn't. I was defending myself. He said, look at this. He had a person. This is a brother. This old darker skinned brother. The first ever having a African American male as a teacher. All my teachers were white, except for the dark skinned sister who's my kindergarten teacher. May she rest in peace. Because when they had the color school, she used to work at the color school back in the day. Okay. Anyway, so, and I was trying to look up to this man because he was a male role model, a brother, this and that's why there's some brothers I cannot stand. This was a hard masking brute, buck brute, trashy, stabbing fetching for his white co-worker, wasp, preacher's kid, 9-10 with a clan mentality, redneck fool. So when I could jump in there, I gave him a handshake. You know, when I was in sixth grade, trying to be respectful. Happy to have this as a teacher because all my teachers were white and female, except for that dark skinned sister who was my kindergarten teacher. Never had a male teacher that was African. It was a nightmare. That's why I'm glad that I learned about my multiracial background at 13 years old up until 2016 as a 37-year-old man. And I don't go along with the one drop rule and all that other crap and collective easing and all that other stuff. That dude was a sadistic bastard. I was made fun of for my voice not being low. And when kids picked on me, he blamed me for that situation. When I talked about a story on my videos, a Mexican dude from Mexico was trying to jump me for my gangster Nikes, the Cortez with the Nike sign on there. And the coach, old stupid coon brother, said that it was because of the way I act. Instead of saying as a student morally he shouldn't do that to me and I'm gonna stop it. There was no moral ground. We had a bad story. So what happened was when my so-called white friend had picked on me, okay, and I defended myself, and he wanted to get me in some type of trouble. And so he was trying to set me up. Him and the white assistant principal can't stand a gray haired redneck bitch. Them two, the butt dancing bootlicking coon, supposed to be hotel and black power and all that other crap, sit here set me up and exaggerate the story. When they knew, I told them past they could not whip me because my dad said he couldn't because if it's self-defense, you couldn't do it. And if I came in, starting shit, causing was, everyone knows I'm not a fighter. I was the one getting bullied. And they try to blame me because of the way I act. Oh, this is back in 1992, 91, 92. So, Coach Johnny Price, I put your fucking name on there. I don't give a damn. Because I always want to get back at you back in 92. And therefore, your ass is going to be, I don't give a fuck. You was in pride. You won't have no pride and ego, sisters, what you did to me. Shit, bitch ass motherfucker. And well, I'm glad they did you wrong. And the white folks that did you wrong, that's good. If you got lynched by a white person, I don't give a fuck. Good. I hope it do. Fuck you. Ain't no true brother to me. You mistreated me back in 1992, 91. I put your name on blast in this video. Anyway, so Coach Johnny Price. And I go ahead and say at Glen Park Middle School, that's what I went to. Sit here and exaggerate the story. Told my old so-called loving, so-called Christian grandmother all this old stupid stuff. And I was already had a suicidal situation because I was trying to escape what I was going through. I didn't ask for this shit. And here come all people with their twisted scripture of the Bible with the you know. I'm glad I read St. Peter's verse, St. Peter chapter 2 Peter chapter 3 verses 15, 17. The people with the source scripture and personal. That's why which makes sense why I left the Protestant church and became. So anyway, at 13 the next year, so I guess I was trying to change my life as a 13-year was changing for the future, but you know the people will try to ruin it for you. You know the gaslighters, the gatekeepers, the flying monkeys of the wicked witch. You know what I mean? Those who the agents of the abuser. So what happened is when me and the white dude got paddled. Now the white dude told me he did not get paddled when we graduated back in '98, which makes sense because I was the one who was always picked on the target by Coach Price. And Coach Bartel, that was your name, the redneck dude. Yeah, I'm putting your fucking name on blast. That's why your wife left your dumb ass because you was an ugly person and your attitude. And I heard another white friend told me you was behind closed doors saying that dude's gonna be gay. You was talking all that mess with your gospel ass bitch. You're a bitch. I'm about to expose you. That's what gospel bitch do, as we young guys say. I don't forget that shit. So-called Christian man. You are a wolf and she called a bitch. No different than a dumb Pharisee. I read the Bible too, ain't perfect. So my mentality changed about authority. I never tried to be the bad person, but when you get picked on and targeted by so-called good people, so-called good authority, it turns you to an ugly person. I got paddled in the first and last time because I didn't go to, you know what I'm saying? Remember, I was afraid being bullied in school, go back home. Remember, I told you this many times that I wanted to go to my grandfather's closet and put a gun in my backpack and kill the kids because the teachers wouldn't do that when I was in school. I couldn't cuss the teachers many times. I wanted to cuss them out because I was trying to be the good person. And one thing about me, I'm a human. I do sin when I need to. Of course, you shouldn't sin, but if God needs to intervene, I shouldn't have to do it. Thank you. Anyway, point is, make me sometimes doubt about him. So, truth of the matter is, yeah, I put y'all names on blast. Dennis Bartel, Coach Johnny Price, both y'all dumb asses. When your son was on TV, I said, a sorry ass fault. Don't forget back in '95, because he was a baby back then, when I saw him at Glen Park Independent School District, my first employer back in the day. Yeah, and I was working at the time, 15 years old. I had to show up attendance because that was my fake act. Because I still live at grandma's house, but I'm going to be real bitch. I don't live in her house no more. Thank you. So, and she not my Lord, said she a human being, she not humble her doggone self. I can't stand her. Can't wait for her to leave. Anyway, so all that torture kept in. And I was gonna get with him. I didn't get with him because my grandfather was 19 and killed him. I messed him with defending us as children. So when that happened, my whole mentality changed. I said, what? Authority? This a bad authority. I got to kiss up to a bad authority. What the fuck? So I'm sorry I became that person, a teenager. I wasn't wild. There was times you want to join a game because you told the teacher, you told the principal, you told the doggone cop, and they didn't do nothing. Okay, so what were you supposed to do? You're supposed to defend yourself. And I remember when the gangster league, I never joined the game because in that area in the east side, most of the bullies was no gangs. I'm not joining a line with nobody who's a bully. Now, if outside of the area, I would probably join one just for protection. People don't understand why gangs were formed because of the civil authority wouldn't defend their community. A lot of folks know it's not just those who crime. Yeah, crime proudly. But here you're calling the police and they refuse to do their job to protect and serve. They will protect the criminal or they will protect certain people based on the color of their skin over someone who don't fit their criteria when it comes to color and race. Y'all know what I'm talking about at least. So if you come from that type of environment that you cannot trust nobody, go back to Farrah Abraham, you're going to be vicious. That is your defensive method. You don't know that person around you could be the person that stabbed you in the back. And for years, she had to be in the house with that bitch, her mother, and her father, who was being a bitch at one period of time. Now he's trying to make up for what he did. Your stewardship that you thought you can trust, you lost trust in that. So you end up cursing her out. You end up because you try all the good stuff in the world that people told you to use, and it's not working. It's not being effective. And people defending that title like they God or something when they're just human and their human behavior, no one put accountable and responsible for. Which on my channel, I'm going to put on her bitch ass mother. Crying, I was the victim and narcissist. No, you are the narcissist. You caused this monster. It came out of your cat. Thank you. So if you raise that person to be vicious and this is what people do. There's no different than Precious. And I'm glad Monique played the role. I like her get a cameo of the role, kind of reward her for playing a central character. But it needs to be exposed. When Precious' mother, who was abusing her, that's why Precious had mental issues. Remember, when the white lady about to come in, give me my wig and my lipstick, make everything look so good, so everybody would not know the secret. So what Farrah Abraham's mom was doing is pretend to be the victim, put the blame on Farrah, okay? But behind closed doors, she's that bitch. She's that monster. She's the white version of Precious' mother. And y'all need to stop acting like they don't exist. If you don't want full disrespect, stop defending the abusive parent. We wouldn't have to defend the abuse, to go back and fight because we're trying to protect ourselves from going to chapter 2, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6 of that mess. That's what it's about. It's not about disrespect the parent for the sake of it, but the people who claim to be good Christians and good Samaritans and being good Samaritans, the point of being Christian, you're supposed to stop defending those who are low, who's being abused. It says 82 of Psalms. Y'all not doing that. You defending the person because on their character. It's no different. And I'm a Catholic, okay? I'm an ex-Protestant, as I mentioned earlier. Not all priests are molesters. That's one thing. In the white culture that we live in America, white Anglican Protestant culture, they always have to that's not of that category. Because in Baptist churches, it go to Stop Baptist Preachers, StopBaptistAbusers.org. A lot of them have abusing their kids. Besides beating their kids, they're also molesting their children, and they getting by with it, huge numbers. Okay, y'all shocked about that? The brother who was a minister was pastor. Excuse me, you are late. Pastor late doing the sex abuse scandal, doing the Catholic Church because I was determined because I know there are good weeds and there are bad weed, good weeds and bad weed. If you know what I mean, in the book of Matthew 13, because Jesus let you know there were no perfect people in this church. Judas was not perfect. Peter was not perfect. They would thank you. So that as when I became, I knew that coming from a Baptist upbringing, abusive Baptist upbringing, that no man was perfect. What drove me to the church was the mercy teaching of God, because I always had a tyrant God mentality. So you get what I'm saying, and actually it proves that point because in Luke 6, it does say that God has merciful on the ungrateful and unkindly, and thank you. And those who hold it in the me and Farrah and claim you hold it down, you're a Christian. Where's your merciful walk? That's my question. If I'm not acting mercy, that's cool. I let God handle me alone. He's the maker, not you. You're human. Humble yourself. Stop and act like you God. Just because you see a Lord, don't make you go to heaven. It does say it in Matthew 7. So, anyway, so try and leave that mess and put that in the past so I won't bring up the past so I can have a brighter future. It was people all in the busybodies, the intruders. And people, I'm not going to intrude Farrah when it comes to her mama because I know mothers like this of all colors. Pretend abuse their kids and fathers. Abuse their kids but act like you are the good person in front of everybody so you can look as the victim and the person you abuse and like the perpetrator when it's the opposite. The reason why she's so venomous and she's so ugly because she never had nobody that came and rescue her. And I can relate to that. The reason why I'm so ugly and abusive, you prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed for this soul situation to permanently go away. You can't say it ain't gonna go away because you say God, under God, anything is possible. So that's a lie. But when it's gonna stop? So what you can do, you try to do all the good work, you try to turn the cheek, and every time you turn the cheek, you still get screwed. So what you supposed to do? As a human, you go to your human work by trying to be vicious just like them. It's to drive them away. And y'all don't understand that. It's to drive the bad person away. Because all y'all so-called good people who busybody, then busybody inside the situation. It's funny. People love to be the busybody to keep the mess going. But no one don't be the busybody to rescue the person who's going through the mess. And that's exactly what I saw in Farrah. As a person told I was ungrateful, selfish, my question is why, if I'm ungrateful, selfish, and ugly and evil the person I am, why the hell you keep texting me, come visit me? Why you keep thank you? I'm talking to my own family. If I give you what you want, because I'm not changing you for nothing, and that's I choose to change. Remember, I was born with free will, a blessing, a curse. So if God gave me free will, that's on me to make the decision, not you. You don't live in this body, I do. So the question is those who mad fear Abraham. If you keep abusing your kid, if you keep mistreating your kid, they will become the sadistic, evil person just like you. And what she's doing, she's reacting to what she went through as a child. And that's why she's doing all those things and those vicious things. Because no one ever gave her the true love. Which, y'all talking about love is you have to correct people. Yes, you had to correct people, but two things y'all miss out in the Bible that I read that you don't want to talk about. It says the slave of the law correct in kindness. And that's 2 Timothy chapter 24:26. My question, if you're more holy than I am, where is your correct in kindness? Where is you showing no partiality in that? Remember in the book of James? Oh, remember in the Bible in 13 Corinthians chapter chapter 13, 1 Corinthians, it said, love is not critical, rude, and don't brood over injury. So it goes against the misinterpretation of your proverbs about spoiled rod, who spared rod spoils a child. Did I read more further that the rod was with the shepherd guide the sheep, right? Okay, so if the shepherd, the shepherd guides the sheep, never I heard them beating the sheep, right? Okay, so you misinterpreting that verse, okay? And there's a lot of things in the Old Testament that we don't do in the New Covenant. Jesus did change laws. Use eye for eye, tooth for ooh. Yeah, no, I do the revenge. I know it's not godly because you're not supposed to show that in his. Thank you. He went against that, right? He went against that. Like anger learned goes into that. Thank you. And he talks about that too. So if he's is merciful God and the mercy supposed to show mercy even unkind, ungrateful, my question is where's your mercy if you so holy and thou than I am? You're not. You're a fraud. And why are you being love is not critical, rude, and injury? Why are you showing injury and rude and critical behavior if you love that person, which is a contradiction of you? And if it's not supposed to provoke a child to anger, then why are you provoking someone like me and Farrah if you are good parents? If it's in Galatians 3:21. No one don't want to talk about those verses. They love to pick on the condemning. They love to, but there's more things in the Bible than just the condemning part. And you're not supposed to condemn. And I wish someone to go to hell, but you're not supposed to condemn someone to go to hell or to God going to punish you. According to Luke 6, the 27:37. The last, I think, 37, and whoever we condemn will be condemned, or judge will be judged. So, if all y'all so good, God-hearted, lovely Christian people, why are y'all missing in that action of those verses? If you more holy than me and Pharaoh and anyone else that's ungrateful and rude. And then, two, you're not supposed to correct a person who don't want to be corrected. All you read, you love to use the Proverbs, attack people, and beating children, and twist that verse in the Proverbs, but it's also touching the Proverbs 9:7-9. You don't correct a scoffer. And that's how mine being scornful. Yeah, I'm stupid. I want correction. But guess what? I know, chapter down, when in Isaiah was read, in Romans, that Paul said that I find by those seek me to ask me, and I reach out to be a disobedient people, and that was God saying that, meaning He does it alone, not human. So I don't need a corrupt human who act like the scribes and the Pharisees, who's always nitpicking people, who always acting vicious and rude, that Jesus did not like, who also authority that He did not respect and did not give them the title. That's why, you know, people love to twist the verse about don't call nobody father. Okay. Well, actually, he was talking about humility because he called Father Abraham father. He called and was Peter, one of the people called Saint Stephen, called the Jewish fathers, and even in the New American, in the new the NIV, in was it First Corinthians 4:16. I'm the gospel of the father of the gospel that Saint Paul says, why we call it the priest father. Okay, thank you. All right, I know the corrupt King James version was not included. It was a gay, homosexual, or bisexual man. So my question is to y'all, why you go by that if you're so homophobic? It's a lot of things. That's one thing I hate about Protestants. A lot of lies behind that. And so, truth of the matter is, if you so much a godly person, why you not? And you know scriptures more than I do. I know scripture continue what you're doing. Continue what you're doing. If I don't want correction, go to the wise person who wants it. Okay, that's what the Bible says. So why you waste your time with someone like me? Not give your person swine. That's what you're doing. It's stupid. Y'all don't do that stuff, but y'all let it go pick on people, act like the way it's bad at church. And even something like that would come from, I would shock Farrah Abraham come out of that situation. So, of course, it's not excusable for her to act ugly for people who don't help her. But if you backtrack, the mother always come on that pretend to be the victim, knowing that she did do something to her, that woman. And she came a vile, mean person. She scandalized little ones and threw it to the sea. That in Matthew 18. See, I know my scriptures. I'm not perfect. So when I listen to a person who try to act evil and try to tell me right, I laugh because like a devil trying to teach you right. Until you take one beam out of your eye, don't take no spells out of my eye, please. That's why I say I only want God to be my authority. When the abusive cops try to kill me, so cut off skin, God is my authority. And then Lord put authority, try to twist that Bible verse in Romans, but also say Peter told the Acts, obey God rather than man. So if man ain't doing right as authority, I'm not gonna sit here and obey that abusive person. Thank you. So that's why she's abusive towards her mother. And but I don't like the fact that she keep bringing her mother on the show. Cause once I have the buku money, it's to get out like the movie. I'm not going back. I ain't seen my parents in years. I ain't seen my grandpa because I don't want those bad memories to go back. And people who go with that family on to excuse me, Matthew 10 about the other but 30 something verse in the chapter about the sword fall against mother. Y'all are so dumb and stupid. Y'all don't know about these verses. It said y'all claim you know the Bible. But you know what I'm saying? Whoever loves their father, brother, sister, or themselves more than me, ain't no type of mine. He separate the family because there were people trying to stop them doing their calling. The bad parents. You remember before we got children first, then our parents, not the opposite. Y'all forget that they're bad parents, bad authority figures. Look at 34 of Ezekiel about the bad. See, I know about this. So you can't play those games with me trying to twist scripture to do abuse and justify your abuse. And of course, it's wrong to disrespect your parents, but it's also wrong to disrespect the little ones too and abuse them. But see, y'all whine about and go back to sexual scandals. Many people, because I'm not a culture conservative in the church, a lot of culture conservative people think automatically the person of leadership. Because when I first became a Catholic, I knew my pastor at the time, the good pastor that was there, he left. Because a priest can be a pastor if they assigned to a church. So let me use it because not pastor is a Protestant word. They know that, okay? So when I was It was Italian I can't stand. And people at church was already leaving going to other parishes. We were trying to get that priest out of there, but you had folks from the old school mentality can stand, try to keep that man there. And I'm glad when I left that parish, went to another parish, that he was gone later on. And that's when I started going back to my home parish when my pastor left. The one that was kind of good, but was, he was either killed or something. But anyway, um, but that's why. And but the old school, and remember, American Catholicism, what I can't understand, is not true Catholicism. It got a lot of Protestant ideology into it because I'm American. Okay, hello. So when I saw bad stewards, I always ran from anybody, even a priest. If I knew you was I would, and I even threatened to tell the Pope on it. But don't tell that. I told one Nigerian and St. Thomas More. Yes, I did. I go put him on blast too. I don't care. Chill. You when you do something wrong, put you on blast. You won't do it again. Don't do it to me. So when I threatened to tell Pope Francis, he got yeah. I discern people. I don't look at people based on their title unless they fit their title. And so I run. So I always ran from people who have bad authority because I knew what their intentions were. The intention was to hurt me and get away with it. And they said they don't hurt you, that's they lie. They just said they lie. But the old school people who are selfish and ungrateful to not help someone get out of that mess, they were, if I went through that situation, you go through that situation too. Oh, it made you to a bad person just like that person did you wrong. So what you're saying is that if you can't escape the abuse that I want to escape, I'm going to keep you there so you can feel the same pain that I go through. I'm not stupid. Like, I don't read psychology. I know exactly what your intentions are. So, the narcissist is that crowd of bad mentality. When every time you, like those in the hood, you try to come up out the hood, and here come old hotel brother or sister. We all black. We should stay together. But like Chris Rock mama said, I hate the N word. She said, I love black people, but I hate niggas. Cause the same one when they come in your house and rob your stuff, and then I heard you got robbed. That'd be the same person. And trust me, I've been in that situation so many times. I'm not with that old collective shit. So, truth of the matter is, and even with that about the cop, that was right there, old butt dancing, butt breaking coach, excuse me, coach, put on blast. Yes, I put his old stepping fisher ass on blast. He was there for the white folks, went to a black school in North Forest. Oh, but guess what? What you did, you went back. I bet them people in Smiley High School please your dumb, stupid ass. I'm glad them busted did you wrong. They probably gave you the do nothing hood shit to you because you did wrong to somebody who wasn't trying to do wrong. You don't know my conscience, you're not God. So that's why we end up being vicious people because we have vicious people trying to teach us right, which is the stupid I laugh at that situation. And you have vicious people who defend their vicious behavior and make excuses because they blind and stupid. See, if they had a Jim Jones moment where they would drink purple Kool-Aid, it's like you dumb ass fool. That's why I'm glad I ain't listen to your dumb ass. I'm glad I'm a hard head. So it's called bad stewards. So when you have bad stewards, you're going to have a vicious attitude because you don't know who to trust. And the gatekeepers are the bad stewards. That's why. So when Paula Johnson, the change subject, came to the thing, and everybody, including old Wendell Williams, was complaining about a few sisters on Chad Okosincho's show. Let me explain why some brothers don't like black identify or even mixed identify because none of us are black. There was a letter back in slavery called a witness letter, and that's why you had the women control the community. People don't know this. In the Caribbean and Latin America, there was a lot of slave revolts, even Haiti, Mexico, all over. Okay, because those slaves, them black people or mixed with black people, became educated and you get education. Education is the key. Knowledge is power. Even the Bible say people suffer of a lack of knowledge. That's why people in the ghetto don't have. They don't suffer a lack of knowledge. If you choose to be dumb and stupid and do nothing, you have thank you. And what happened is the slave masters in the South in the United States was scared if they teach their children, their slaves, how to read, they will be educated to get out the plantation and no longer be slaves. If you watch the movie Birth of the Nation, they had the Bible so they could distort to only to Nat Turner, but he was able to read. And what the white woman said, this is not for niggers, these for white people, because that was the education. And in there, in this letter, William Lynch wrote a letter about how to make a good slave. Okay? And they used the word nigger. They modified to black. But when they used the word nigger woman, they said about the nigger woman, and I'm using the term now to remind people, this is the last day of Black History Month, the nigger woman make her head of the household, make the male child dependable, mentally weak, physically strong, while a lot of brothers are hyper masculine. If he acts up, use that nigger woman to beat the fear of God in him, to emasculate him, make him less than a man, and make the women independent. You wanna know why sisters go to college and brothers are locked up? So when a brother is trying to come up, it's not to say that the African American sinning woman, but some of these sisters have conditioned to love the white man, treat him respect, but mistreat the brother and think abuse, love, and creativity and rule is love when it's not. Chad Ochocinco's mother was an unfit mother, and she used her distortion of scripture that she learned from some Baptists or some evangelicals in the South that in the Wolfishing called churches. And she internalized that in her child, and she also was her own feelings as a drug addicted mother. Using that's why she don't want to admit the guilt, and that's why she was drinking to cover up her guilt. That's why she's acting all extra on the show. White racist people love that because they don't want to see that black man or black identified, because none of us are pure black. Because dark skin try at single due to his genetics, his background, to not be mentally stable, because a brother that's mentally stable, the white racist man is scared of that. A brother that's mentally weak is can be easy control. That's why we always on my channel defend black male freedom, and black male freedom is always questioned because thank you. Okay, I'm one of the self-hater. If I care about my freedom, that's not self-hate, idiot. That's self-love. Freedom is part of life. Thank you. So point is, Paula Johnson saw that, believe that that's a strong black woman when it's not. It's acting like a beastie that Thomas and yours talk about. She played the stereotype that Monique got Academy Award for, even though it was a woman in this case. And my precious, it'd be nice to have a male so we can see it. But Holly Berry even got Academy Award playing that being a white man's hoe and beat her male child. That's why she got a Academy Award, and then haven't got a doggone show ever since then. I mean, a major role ever since then to be an Academy Award again. Call it. That's how wicked white racist Hollywood does. So when Paula Flo, probably something not Paula Flo. Sorry, my Paula. That's one against whoopings. Okay, I put it. When Paula Johnson, which is Chad Orson's mother, was acting as a person who does not like stereotypes. That's why I like Kodak Black. I don't like Leslie Jones. And none of us stereotypes. When y'all playing stereotypes, I do not like that because the whole world assume that everybody in that community is like that. When it's not, I'm glad my channel exists that debunks that ignorant argument. So when she came in the thing, she felt comfortable playing that role. Because in the South, the wilder white people who are racist love the black woman to play the man in the female role to make her look like a beast, and also to emasculate the next black male, even though we're not pure black. So he don't become a strong, productive person in society. He come a do nothing, not do nothing, not know nothing, and he thinks based on his penis and also the metal of his skin, no matter how darker or lighter he is, and also to think to be the emanates beast. So when you beating your child internally, it makes you to increment. I told you when our grandma was, I wanted to kill her. When my dad whooped me, I wanted to kill him. When My mom threatened with, I want to kill her. It telling you that violence is okay, that people do not want to sit here and admit. It corrupts us mind. That's the distortion of scripture. The Bible is not wrong, but the man interpreting the Bible to do evil intent and justify it is wrong. That's what I said. So the truth of the matter is, and the Bible says itself in 2 Peter chapter 3. People who are conditioned to accept the abuse, what they don't want to see another person escape because they know that person not most likely going to be successful without that because they leaving something that's hurting them. And so when Chad Uncle and Mama was portraying that role, I'm reminded of things I went through, and I'm like, wait a second, here we go, and I get tired. Like I not like Bernie Mac's joke at King's Comedy. Okay, this is hurting our community. Distortion of scripture and abusive child abuse, and of course he got most beats. That's why I go ahead, man. I would not want to be black as this doggone shirt. Besides, white America, so-called black America, would treat you 10 times worse if you was a child. Because the darkest, I say it again, the darkest child, that's why my uncle on my dad's side got the worst whoopings. He was the darkest one. The darkest one is why my grandfather was ready to kill my grandma over that situation, and because they both of them when they whipped my dad, my aunt, and my dad uncle, both of they never agreed how they whipped it, so which they knew they was wrong how they're doing it. And thank you. So back in those grandma back in 50s and 60s, I tell the business, I'm trying to relate to people. Why? When I tell certain business, it's not to exploit, it's to relate to the subject and relate to people out there who are suffering. Let's get this in because we want to get out of it. I want an exit out. I don't want a future of this. So, it's being a camera skin, that's why I also did not, internalize me. I don't want to be that color. Why would I want to be that dark if I'm going to have to see this type of treatment? Do you get my point? That's why you have a lot of folks bleaching. Thank you. It go both back and for one thing, the African American people don't want to admit their own faultlessness besides the white because that's why they claim to be pure black and say that black folks only cannot be racist and white because we know we have a jumbo they white so-called honky blood in us and we acting like the cracker they're whipping us when we do this stuff. That's why if you know what I mean, we just as guilty as they are because at the end of the day we all human. If you know what I'm talking about. Okay. So therefore, going back to the situation. So I don't know if Chad had mom had other children, but I bet if they're about my color and lighter, like Kaepernick's color, they didn't get all the whippings. But black mammy mama, calling the mom, who felt bad about herself, how she looked, internalized that mess into like Matthew knows the mama, mammy. I can't stand. I'm sorry, Beyonce. I don't like a grandmother. Thank you. I don't like a dad either. So point is, that's why. So a lot that's being internalized and passed down from slavery and Jim Crow, and that's why the old school people who so stupid think this is normal. One thing I don't like about integration, it opened a door for freedom. And when you're in the door of freedom, you start to see the things you internalize to keep you not being free and recognize that it's not good. So you've been told that it questions your intellect, it questions what you've been taught, it questions a lot of things. But it's a godly door open you for freedom. People don't want their freedom, so they stay in where they at, and they try to, and so they miserable, and they say miserable loves company. They try to bring that person back and lie, deceive, distort scripture to keep that person in that misery with them because they know they feel alone in this situation. It's funny. I'm happy being alone and being free. People who are not free, who are alone, ain't happy. So what they do, they try to grab you and bring you down so they can keep you there with them. That's why Charity Mama wants him there. So she can bully all the bad things she feels about herself and insecure. She can always have a whipping boy to take it out. That's why you have a bunch of crybaby evangelicals when their movement started to be challenged in the 60s and 70s. They were scared. That's why they got Reagan. That's why they got Bush. I know that. That culture was dying. They're the cry. It's funny, us liberals, we call crybabies and snowflakes, but those conservatives are crybabies. All the injustice and distorted scripture was coming to pass, and people was involved in it. It makes a person mad who had the power of it. They want their power back. So here comes the situation when she comes on the show, clowning, butt dancing, acting a fool. If I was a sister, I would love to see a sister to tear her down. Okay, you know what I'm saying, to our Paula Johnson. Fair Abraham, who been abused, comes in to tell it like it is, cause she need to see her match. See, Chad was scared. I'm not scared. I look at this, either I'ma deal with a future misery, a guaranteed misery of this shit, or I should act now so I won't deal with it, whatever consequences I'm willing to take, even if to lose my soul to hell, I'm willing to take, because all these so-called angelic people ain't doing it about it. That's what I talk about, okay? If you know what I'm talking about. I really take a risk of my job, whatever, so I don't have to go through this drama again. So when I saw Farrah Abraham stand up, I say, yes, thank you for standing up to this bitch ass bully who make our community look terrible. Just like I like the thugs. When the thug act a fool in our community, I don't know. No. Now, if you're an innocent bystander, if you're innocent or whatever, it have to be accurate, yes, your life matter. But if you out here perpetrating the community, and that's why I defended Clay Aiken and not Clay Weber, Clay Weber name, not Clay Aiken. Clay, y'all don't talk about the one who's from Louisiana, the cop that all them brothers defend, and I defend it. Now I don't like the fact he taking Black Lives Matter because he hit his side story, but I defended Officer Clay because he was trying to keep that community safe. And when them do nothing thugs, they old mammies and pappies who have a slave ghetto ass mentality with defender, audience says no. You terrorize the community. You talking about segregate. How can we segregate and you make the community look terrible? That's the stupidest thing. You trying to stop me from growing. You trying to make me, no, the fuck. You know they're the white supreme. I'm going to live next to a Klansman because you're no different than him. I'm not going to use your color as an argument to excuse your behavior. And that's what the one drop rule comes in, y'all. See, they know they acting just like our white ancestors who perpetrated thuggery against our black and mixed and whether it be pure black, part black white, or part black white, black native or whatever. They know they acting just like the Klansmen in our community. They know they acting like they infiltrating that white supremacy. But to say you 100% black and act like you have no drop of white in you makes them feel less guilty. I'ma call it like it is. Okay? No matter how dark the flesh and the king of the hair or straight of the hair, they call themselves black and perpetrate this shit to get away with that guilt. Unlike me, I called it out. Okay? So, anyway, they acting just like the slave master on the plantation when they killing us, carjacking us in our community. So when a cop do shoot those type of thugs, I don't have no chill with that. I'm glad that's a person that they face. The Trayvon Johnson, not Trayvon Martin, because Trayvon was not bothered about it. But here we go. The stereotype went against him. Okay? All right. The Trayvon Johnson in Miami, the one that broke into that white woman's house, then they charged the white woman, which I was against that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I did a case. Did I defend his life? No, the fuck I didn't. Because he was out there being a do nothing. And what his dumbass family did, he was trying to go to college. And I gotta go in society and prove that I'm not like that. That's a sad thing. No different from Farrah Abraham. I bet you by her being part Arabian, she gotta prove that she's not a terrorist. You know what I'm saying? Her dad gotta prove you know what I'm saying? To the fucking ignorant ass world. That you're trying to get a job, you're trying to get some decent income, you gotta prove 10 times worse to these people that you're not like that so you will get what you need in life to eat and all that. That's why racism and racial stuff matters to me. To those who want to gaslight it, yeah, you can keep having your misery that you love, but let me fight against my own misery. If it takes my life on this earth, I'm ready to do it. At least I have courage. At least I'm man enough to do it. Unlike y'all so-called manly brothers who ain't man enough to fight against that. So anyway, You like to use your dick and your doggone monkey savage game to say you're a man when you don't do the roles of man. Take the leadership, which I want to be a leader, not the father. You don't want to take it all, take care of your kids and be the provider. You let the women do it. That lets you know you ain't all that manly. Looking at thug videos and thug life and savage buck dance, it ain't gonna help you be a man, you dumbass, and ghetto and being a brute. Anyway, so truth of the matter is, when Chad Archer single did not have many sisters on that doggone thing, I knew that because his mother. And one thing I'm glad that I don't have that mentality because I went to white school in Spain and I saw the same thing happen. Do you see what I'm saying? I saw vicious mother, abusive mothers who are Hispanic and white too. And I said, well, I'm gonna look at the person like Martin King said, based on the character. Forget the fuck the looks. I'm looking at the character. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want no any version of my mother. My mother is camera skin, and her background is African American, French, Spanish, Creole, English, American. I don't want no version of her of any color. I met Hispanic girls who and white girls who like I said, oh no, we can't make no baby. I might have to go to jail. They might have to lynch me. Oh no, because I'm gonna protect my child. I don't want my kid having that mess in their life. Candy Claus said, fuck her. I did go that she will again. Fuck her. Scan lies your levels and turn against you good. Anyway, so that's why I defended Farrah. It wasn't based on race and white is better and black. No. When you have all these things happen to you on your individual personal life and you're trying to heal and escape that, you want the bully to be confronted. Okay? You want that mess. Only thing I don't like about Farrah, even besides the racial issue, that's why I said, as a person I've been saying, not all of us have mothers like that. I used to envy certain friends that I knew who had good mothers and fathers who didn't have that. I said, why that could not be mine? Why I'm stuck with these two cursed people? Why? Why? But all I can do is when I have children, not be like them. That's all I can do. Now, I practice the things they did to me because it made me to that person that I am, bipolar type 1. Now, and that's why I said I'll go to jail for my child. Let my child know that if I'm a cell block, whatever, daddy love you and try to protect you. Because that's what a man's supposed to, protect his kids, not let his kids go to ruin like some certain people in my life. Even if it's my two parents, they do something to my kids. I'm like Jan Dickinson. Jan Dickinson said, and I'm like, she was abusive towards her people on her morning show, but on E channel, one thing I like about Jan Dickinson, when her father abused her, whipped her, beat her, and raped her, and everything else. She said she would pull that card, miss. Many times I go admit it. If my mother is in the hospital, she always threatened to fight me, abuse me, whatever. I don't want to go to the hospital with your dad because I might pull the card too. Jan Dickinson, that's why I was on your side. When her son was getting abused by her father, she, unlike my dad, because I will go against my parents, uh, she said, excuse me, you're not going to whip mine. You're not going to beat mine. That's me. That's a mother. That's one thing I give her credit, like her being a bitch on the shows and stuff. But she defended her son. That's true love of your kids. Because you don't want to mess your life up and fuck your life up and watch her life is fucked up. What her daddy did to her, her mom refused to stop it. Okay? It fucked her life up. And why Jan Dixon had all them surgery and everything, because she can't stand herself, even though she was supermodel, because all the things she went through. Okay? That's why she want to stay out Amarosa and stuff. Do you see what I'm saying? That's why she's like that. If you don't want these type of people to stop defending this type of behavior when it comes to stewardship, I'm trying to say. And I'm like that. Yeah, my daddy and my mom put a hand on my child. I sure will put their behinds in the grave. Ain't no damn joke. I don't got no kids because you can't make a threat on that. But you might did me that way. My ground, it might be the last day on her earth, on the earth. I don't want to fuck with your distorted Bible interpretation. I don't need to hear that destruction. Keep your fucking destruction out of my life. You love your destruction, keep it. Ministry loves coming, keep it ministry there. Leave me alone. Don't bring that shit in my life. Stop. You the one selfish, dragging your destructive behavior onto someone else who don't want to deal with it. So all y'all criticizing, you need to stop defending your abusive parents, your shit ass, dumb, abusive stewards. And then they can't talk about, I know I'm not perfect, so I want God to correct me alone. Because I know in Scripture it tells you that a steward is supposed to be trustworthy in 4 Corinthians 4 and 2. So these people ain't trustworthy as stewards and they having these bad behavior issues. All I want to teach you that's the case. I guess Satan teach you wrong. He said teach you right. If that's the case, I need them people, then Satan alone can teach me right. Because they are agents of them right there. I know I'm not perfect. I'm being Satan my own self. But who I learned it from them bad stewards. So how can I do good? Learn from a bad steward. I'm not gonna overlook their dog behavior when it's causing a problem in my life. It caused a bad influence in my life. And that's one thing I don't like about Farrah. Them two parents, especially the mother, don't hang with her. Don't do a show with her. Get out of her house. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't want to be near a person who caused hell in my life. I don't give a damn they put me on this earth. I don't give a damn. I don't believe in abortion. But if they want to put hell in my life, they could have went to Planned Parenthood. My mama lied, said she had birth control to my dad. She could have used it. So I don't want no future of this. They can keep that bad, distorted future, the culture and theory and value system that they participate in out of my life. I don't need it. So therefore, when it comes to that mess, she had a right to get upset. I'm sorry. I know it's wrong, but somebody didn't stop her from being abused. That's what she's reacting to. But I can't give her an benefit out because once I got MTV gave me money, I'm not going back to go see the person who gave me help. I don't want that open door again. I don't want that chapter in my life. So that's their fucked up culture. That's their fucked up way of bringing. Keep it in their motherfucking lives. Don't bring it in mine. I don't need it. I don't want it. Ain't gonna help me. It's helping the abuser be abusing so they can help their pleasure. That's called like it is. Okay? So if y'all don't want people with mental disorders and in and out of jail and all these bad things, then stop making babies within the situations. I'm not saying to sterilize, whatever. Don't have sex. Stop having regular sex. Okay? And making these babies and putting them in bad conditions. Stop getting married for the wrong reasons and using your abusive behavior to raise your child. They come into the monsters of who they are. We are those monsters. Do you think I want to be one? No. But you make us monsters when you bring up the past and we bring up the past. No. When you act that way and we bring that, you're the one bringing the past based on your behavior. So blame your damn ass self. You bad steward should take responsibility for your actions. If you want people to respect authority, then they need to clean itself first before trying to clean someone else. You don't even know Pharisee with me. The Theophilus in 3rd John trying to dominate people. But what they did in the first church in 3rd John in 9 and 10, they kicked the Theophilus out because of his bad behavior. And St. John said, do not act evil. That's what the evil is that y'all love to protect, to have the Theophilus in every authority and respect him. They authority. They're the bad authority. If Hitler became back from the dead, will you respect him? No. So, but when she came in there talking Paula Johnson, when she came in there acting a fool, I'm sorry. I wanted Farrah to knock her ass out. I would have done. They put me on. I would have killed her. I would got her some glass bottle. Bitch, you want to hurt me? While you drunk, I'm going to knock you. Because I want everybody to know that what you say is untrue. Whippings may be better. When I whipping, maybe want to fight, kill, murder, and curse the person out because I want a future without it. Without feeling abused. I'm the prime example of the 3:20 verse of Colossians. So if y'all don't want that type of mess, stop promoting it. Stop promoting for your greed and your pleasure, because everybody loves that pleasure. That's what it is. Anyone know a narcissistic person does this for pleasure. It's not about trying to teach right. It's about having a culture of abusing somebody for that sadistic pleasure so they can go home. That's why you get a smirk on your face when you do it. Well, I'm one of the people who make that smirk off your face and make you feel that's why you're scared of someone like myself. And I'm glad you are. We don't want to be near you ass, dumbass people. Y'all are sadistic people just like we are. But unlike me, I call it out and I know I'm wrong. You don't want to admit you're wrong. At the same time, we don't want a future of your shit. But you want a future of shit so you can feel gratified and take a pride, have pride of what you're doing. That's what you want. That's what you defend. That's where you want people to respect you and so you can do that shit. I'm sorry. No, you ain't gonna get it in 2018. In 2000s, we're not from the old days no more. That culture is dead. You get Trump. No one's not respecting Trump. That dude's sadistic too, just like you. So y'all bad authority too trying to run. How can I learn from that? Like I said, if I want to learn from a bad authority, I'll do right. I go to the devil if I had to. Because acting no different than him, trying to pretend to be good, a wolf in sheep clothing. So I'm sorry. I'm not sitting here defending the racism of Mark. When she said it, that's why I bashed her ass. I said she came after me, talking about Farrah, I get them weak and blonde tracks off her head. I don't care about what color and gender she is. I'm looking at the human. I ain't looking for her cooch or dick, pussy, whatever. The human attacking me. But I had her back because I was abused. I had a slightly version of that type of parent what I saw on it. Actually, my dad was an alcoholic, but still. Point is, I don't want no future of this. It's not normal. Okay? But people who scared loose in that culture of abusing power, that's what they in pleasure of it. That's what they bitch and moan and buy about. We can't go back in the day. Oh yeah, yeah. Because I'm sorry like this. If a kid is disrespectful, I'm not gonna sit here and argue. I might end up cursing out and say, "Forgive me, God. I don't want to curse a kid out." But if a person does not want to listen, I'm that person. I'll walk away. That's what you do. If a person don't want to listen to your instructions, just leave them alone. If I was an employer or job, I'm not gonna argue with a person. Just let them go. As the other person can feel fine and be respectful employer. Because you want to show the same respect they want to show you back to you, right? It's mutual respect. What's wrong with having mutual respect? But okay, you want this sadistic power. That's called like it is, and that pleasure of it. And when I taught this, people get butthurt because they're guilty conscious eating them out because they claim to be right. I know I'm not right all the time. That's why I say I want God alone to correct me because I know about those that find that ask me, I don't need a corrupt human being need to fix himself first or herself first. So that's why. So you don't want the bitter person, you don't want that mean person and vim person, then stop defending abusive authority. Stop defending abusive stewardship. And maybe you will not have a future of this. That's all we're saying. Because all this attitude is about sadistic pleasure that people want to have a title to, so they have entitled to do it again. And that's why people bitch about going back to that.